Alright, so I just wanted to do a quick unboxing video because I just got this in. It is the WYZE Sense Kit, home kit. I was part of the early people to order it when it became available to their general user base. And it just came in. I was really surprised at how small it was when I pulled it out of the packaging. So for some reference here, we got about 2 inches by 2 1/4 by 1 3/4 ish, or 1 1/2. So I was really surprised that all these 4 sensors, motion, 2 window or window or door sensors, and the bridge all fit into this tiny package. So I did already take it out and look at it. This is a little pin, or a little reset button key for us. It says WYZE on it. I'm not sure how well you can see that. There you go. So here's the sensor bridge. You got the model number there, WHS81, or B1 I should say. Not sure what the centerpiece is for. This tether right here, I may just be me, but when these feel new, they don't feel as soft or rough as this one does. But this one is very soft and almost like it's dirty, but or used, but it could just be by design of how soft it is. When you tap it, you can hear the antenna inside vibrating. Here's a door window sensor that I already took out of the plastic wrapping, and this is tiny here. So actually, let's take a look at the size of the bridge first. That's 1 1/4, and 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 square. And if we grab my camera up here, you can see it fits right over the speaker. Actually, I'm not sure. Actually, that's interesting. I wonder how it will affect the speaker, like how well you can hear. So that's it right there. You can still fit the power in there, still see the indicator light. That's important for getting this hooked up, as we'll see part of the setup instructions. Oh, there's a button. Okay, that's what that centerpiece is for. That's interesting, covering the speaker there. Didn't think about that. Alright, so let's take a look at the sensor here. And its size, I want to stay together. Its size is just over 1 inch by, in total, just a little more than 1 inch. We're like 1 1/8, almost 1 1/4. This thing right here is so tiny. I've never seen anything so small. So that is 1 1/4 itself, and about 1 centimeter with the foam sticky, and about just over a half, maybe 5/8. Well, no, that's a quarter, so 3/8 or so, or not sure. I forget what. So you can see it operating right here. You pull it apart, you get the little LED, I wonder how much power that LED consumes. Don't know at this point. Here's the model information on the back. So we got WHCS1. So here's the second one in the other side of the package. We all want to go together. Oh. And lastly, we have the motion sensor, and it has a little up indication there. Not that I guess it's just them telling us make sure this is the way you do it. I mean, we already have the WYZE logo telling us this is the right side up, and then the back, of course, is the writing would also tell us. Here's the model information, WHMS1. Take the plastic off of this. It's got a little perforation, but nothing really comes off how it's supposed to. There's not much to this. It looks like there's a way to open these. A door here, maybe. Oh, there it is. That's a big old battery there. That's not your normal 3032. That's a big 2450 3-volt lithium. Oh, I went with lithium. That's cool. So here's a bit of an inside look. Lots of pins there. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in figuring those out. On the top, it says HAST 2490 up here. And this doesn't come out easily. Looks like it has a little bit of glue. Put that back together. So that's cool. Then lastly, we have the starter kit, which tells you about everything that's in the box, where the sensor lights or status lights are, reset buttons on each of the devices. There's no reset. It doesn't say anything about a button on the bridge, although we did find out that there is a button. So apparently there's no need to use that button on the bridge. You just have to have it up, have to have the camera on, firmware completely updated, and plug it in, and then the blue light will blink. You see flashing blue, flashing yellow blue as the bridge is trying to connect, and solid blue light is working properly. So it doesn't actually have anything about the button, so I wonder what the button's for. The world may never know. All right, let's see if we can get. I'll come back and I'll get a camera that it actually has the new WYZE beta firmware on it for RTSP. See if we can get that hooked up. This right here has the Fang hacks on it. So I'm going to swap out. We'll be back. Alright, so here we have a camera that was already flashed with the latest firmware, and it's the beta one with RTSP. So we're going to first boot it up. Gotta get that cable back. Get it booted up here. Got the yellow light right now. Alright, so now you can see I got the RF bridge connected, and really, if your camera is up and latest firmware turned on, it was really quick. You just plugged it in. It's kind of difficult to get the USB in there, as it is with both of them, and they're either awkward with the bottom one, or up here is just a really tight fit to get that USB plug in. But this started to flash yellow and blue pretty quickly, and then it went to blue, and that was that. And the next thing you know, I'm in my app and I can add the sensors by just pressing and holding this reset button right here. This blinks 3 times. Well, the Windows sensors blink 4 times, and the motion sensor blinks 3 times. In the app, it says for both of them, wait till it blinks 3 times. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It still works. In the app, you go to add a new product, and then it puts you through the steps, which includes the pushing of the button. And so, interesting part, I also opened up a Windows sensor accidentally. But it works out because I forgot that I didn't look at the battery and board for these yet on video. So these are 1632. If you can see, if it'll, there you go, 1632 batteries, 3 volts, and get a close up of the board. So again, super tiny. The reed switch in there looks to be, good quality, like any other reed sensor I've seen. And I don't know if this will come out. Maybe this will be a little easier than the. Oh, that's a plastic. So right there is a plastic, I guess you could say, like, rivet holding the board in place. So I'll just put this back together, and I can put it back on my door. This popped off really easy, so wasn't hard. There's no screw like other sensors, like other RF sensors that you might be playing with, or I have. I work with the WYZE 07 with the golden security one, and those have a screw to take off the back. So there's no screw on these. Super tiny, like I was saying. Hopefully you go out and get them too if you have a WYZE camera set up. They're pretty awesome. I did check to see if they integrated with Alexa yet, and they do not. I was unable to find any new devices, so they must not have it done yet. Must not have that integration set up, unfortunately. But I expect them to have that. I'm going to actually go on their forums and post about my experiences here, and how I would really look forward to that Alexa integration. They do already have options in the app to allow for recording based on sensors. So upon motion record, and you can tell it which camera to start recording on, or upon opening of a door or window with these, hey, which camera do you want to record on? So that's cool. There is 3 options for alerting. There are open, close, and door left open, or sensor left open. And then there's the motion, which is just either clear or motion. You can get alerts for either of those. Another piece to the app and these sensors, they show up in the list on your main page just like any other camera. They come up as another device, and I imagine you can reorder those or group them. In the settings, you can look at the device information, and it'll have the signal strength, which is really cool. Like that, like how far away is it? It can tell you whether it can reach the RF bridge or not. That's cool, and it also has the battery level. It's not a really like fine-tuned as far as I can tell. It's just a good battery level or not. It also has like the MAC address of the bridge itself and the sensor. Apparently each sensor has its own MAC address, but I think they're just it's just a special code that is programmed into each one of these sensors. It's not really like a network interface address or anything. I'm trying to think of anything else that might be pertinent. The motion detection. I did test it in my living room, which is I stood about 12 to 13 feet away from the sensor, and it was catching me from that far away, so that's really good. It was mounted about 5'6", so 70 or 66 inches or whatever from the floor, pointed straight at me from across the room, nothing in the way, and it picked me up. It also had a really wide view angle, so I lined myself up directly with the motion sensor, and so kind of like saying this is the motion sensor here. I put myself directly to its side, and then slowly worked my way over, and it was probably about, I just estimate here, like a 15, maybe 10 degree angle before it finally picked me up. And so that was impressive too. It had a really wide angle of view, and I like the size of that battery. It's unfortunate that they have different size batteries for the different sensors. I mean, it's always good to have uniform like components and pieces and parts that go to the maintenance or fixing or replacing of anything with products. But I understand the different sizes. I mean, the motion sensor, it takes more energy to run in general, and that's just a big, huge battery. That's great. And then these little ones, we'll see how long they last. One's going to be on my main door, my main side door that I come in and out, and the other one's going to be on my rear porch door, where it's usually opened just for like kids maybe going outside or taking the dog out, which is 70% of the time I go out that door. But the side doors every single day, several times, opening the door and closing it for mail or my girlfriend going to work or me going out somewhere. I work from home. Going out to get the kids or whatever, kids arriving from school. So we'll see how long they last. Looking forward to it. All right, I think that's it. Thanks, guys.